28, 83, 87 ये है ना बसेस बहुत कम है और हम लोग आधा आधा घंटे से खड़े रहते और भाड़ा भी बढ़ा है, परेशानी होती है चढ़ने की। बाद में बसेस कम है तो भीड़ भी ज्यादा होती है ना।
हम लोग कभी कभी आधा एक एक घंटा बस के लिए खड़े रहते हैं। उसके लिए कुछ भी सरकार करती नहीं है, गाड़ी की फ्रीक्वेंसी नहीं है। हम लोग जब ट्रैवल करते हैं तो इतने गर्दी में हम लोग ट्रैवल करते हैं, उसका परिणाम हमारे घर पे होता है, हमारे ऑफिस में होता है। उसके लिए तो सरकार कुछ नहीं करती है, लेकिन ये भाड़ा वार हमें बिना बताए किया है। वैसे हम लोग वो कंपेयर में हमारा पगार नहीं बढ़ा है।
I don't think government is thinking at all. Basically they're shirking the responsibility. If something doesn't work, they will introduce something else, and when that disaster happens, something else they will introduce. They are not actually planning.
कोई सोच नहीं है, क्योंकि महानगर पालिका के अंदर कॉर्पोरेटर ही नहीं है। कौन पूछेगा उनको? पिछले 2.5-3 साल से इलेक्शन नहीं हुआ है। महानगर पालिका के अंदर अगर हमारा कॉर्पोरेटर होता तो हम उसको पकड़ते थे, भाई तुम उनसे सवाल उठा। आज कौन सवाल उठाएगा?
Hello and welcome. So is Mumbai's BST bus service shutting down? Of late, there have been media reports that this lifeline of Mumbai is on the verge of closure. On the one hand, you have commuters who are angry and frustrated. They say that they have to wait in long queues for 45 minutes before their bus arrives. On the other, you have a government, both the bureaucracy and the politicians, who have allowed this service to go to seed.
28, 83, 87 ये है ना बसेस बहुत कम है और हम लोग आधा आधा घंटे से खड़े रहते। बसेस कम है तो भीड़ भी ज्यादा होती है ना, तो हमको रोज आधा घंटा, पौन घंटा, 1 घंटा भी हम लोग खड़े रहते हैं।
गाड़ी की फ्रीक्वेंसी नहीं है। हम लोग जब ट्रैवल करते हैं तो इतने गर्दी में हम लोग ट्रैवल करते हैं, उसका परिणाम हमारे घर पे होता है, हमारे ऑफिस में होता है। उसके लिए तो सरकार कुछ नहीं करती है, लेकिन ये भाड़ा वार हमें बिना बताए किया है। वैसे हम लोग वो कंपेयर में हमारा पगार नहीं बढ़ा है। इसके लिए हम लोग 3-4 हम लोग घर से बस ट्रैवल करते हैं, तो हमारा जो घर का बजट है उस पर परिणाम हो रहा है।
Now, experts say the problem lies in the acute shortage of buses. Consider this, in 2009, the BST had a fleet size of around 4,400 buses. Today, that fleet has shrunk to a mere 2,700, with less than 500 buses still being owned by the BST. Now, most of these buses have been wet leased, which means they've been given to private operators and contractors to run the service on behalf of BST. This is exactly where the problem arises. Private operators and contractors are not interested in service, they're interested in profits, which is why we're seeing a steady decline in the quality of service.
वेट लीज के भाड़े पे गाड़ी लेने के लिए कॉन्ट्रैक्टर से बसों को खरीदना और चलाना, कौन सा कॉन्ट्रैक्टर यहाँ पे सेवा देने के लिए आएगा? हर कॉन्ट्रैक्टर अपनी बस अगर वो खरीदता है तो वो चाहेगा कि हमें मुनाफा मिले, और मुनाफा बीएसटी के जो टिकट है उससे नहीं मिलने वाला है। तो वो अपने मुनाफा को बढ़ाने के लिए वर्कर कम यूज करता है, गाड़ियों का मेंटेनेंस बराबर नहीं होता है, वर्कर को जो सुविधाएं हैं उनको कम देना, और इस वजह से पूरी वो सेवा पे उसका असर पड़ता है।
If you look at the BST budget for 10 years, say 2013-14 to 2022-23, what you will find at the cost recovery index of BST previously 10 years back was 60%, and today it has gone down to 25%. Cost recovery index is how much cost BST can recover from its revenue and how much it is spending. Now, if from 60% it is coming down to 25%, how is the private contracting or wet leasing helping BST? Which is a major question. I don't think government is thinking at all. They're shirking the responsibility. If something doesn't work, they will introduce something else, and when that disaster happens, something else they will introduce. They are not actually planning, because even when they brought in wet leasing, they never did a study or proper analysis that how are they going to save money or how are they going to reduce the losses.
Problem started in 2003 when BST undertaking was bifurcated into its two divisions, the electric supply and the transport. Earlier, the transport division was subsidized by the electric supply. Now, once the bifurcation happened, the transport division was expected to fend for itself. Now, this is exactly the time when the government should have stepped in and initiated stringent measures to keep the service afloat. Unfortunately, that was not done.
From 2003 onward, the losses started going up. And that is the time when government should have got into progressive fares so that the fares are keeping up with inflation, and also ensured other policy mechanisms to provide that the gap between the revenue and expenditure does not increase. But unfortunately, that did not happen. And as a result, it's just been creeping. And in the past 7-8 years, especially due to the bad decisions, now the losses stand at 10,000 crores, which is really very difficult to now recover. And some of the bad decisions in the past 7 years, like the wet leasing and going for electric buses, have really been like a final nail in the coffin for BST, because wet leasing has been a complete disaster.
Experts believe that there has been a deliberate attempt on the part of successive governments to kill the BST. They say instead of prioritizing a service that caters to nearly 3 million commuters on an average every day, governments chose to do mega spending on car-centric projects such as the Coastal Road and now more recently the Mumbai Metro.
It's very clearly corruption, right? It's really corruption, because we are seeing that the metro corridors or the metro systems are far more lucrative in terms of contracts. At the very least, 150 crores per kilometer. This is something since 10 years the sustainable mobility community has been pointing out, that there is a massive collusion of interests happening across the country where metro systems are being privatized, because this involves lucrative civil contracts. I mean, 1,000 crores, 2,000, 5,000 crores. Your BST is effectively a very low margin public transport system. So nobody wants to go for a low margin public transport system. Everybody wants these big numbers. It was a great legacy of the past 100 years already available. All that you needed to do was maintain that legacy and enhance it.
BST is a legacy. It is an identity of Mumbai. And secondly, being the fact that, as you just mentioned, BST being the lifeline in a way, because it has many functionalities which we can discuss later on, that it is very much relevant to Mumbai in terms of the number of passengers, etc. So it is necessary to strengthen it, and for that we require more number of buses. Actually, my own assessment which I had given in the meeting was about 7,000 to 8,000 buses are very much required immediately, so that the load factor can increase. At the same time, the number of routes can also be rationalized. There is separate entity, but then at the same time, the headway can come down, the frequency and it can increase. So that's what the discussion is going on with BMC. Hopefully very soon we'll come up with a solution.
Today, the BST bus service stands at a crossroad. I put this question to Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis at a press conference recently. This is what he had to say. Listen.
जिस मीडिया में ये रिपोर्ट आ रही है कि बीएसटी बंद हो रही है, मैं उनको बताना चाहता हूं, उनको मेरी शुभकामनाएं, लेकिन किसी भी हालत में बीएसटी बंद नहीं होगी। हम उसको स्ट्रेंथन करेंगे। आपको पता होगा, बीएसटी ने 5,000 नई बसेस का ऑर्डर दिया है, और ये बसेस की डिलीवरी जैसी आएगी वैसे ही और सघनता के साथ बीएसटी काम करेगी। अभी हम लोगों ने उमटा का कानून तैयार किया है, उसके तहत सारे ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सिस्टम को एक अम्ब्रेला के नीचे हम ला रहे हैं। आज ही हमने कॉमन कार्ड ये लॉन्च किया हुआ है, उसका ट्रायल भी हमारा चल रहा है और वो सक्सेसफुल है। इसलिए 100% बीएसटी को हम स्ट्रेंथन करेंगे। देखिए, अगर बीएसटी या बस सेवा स्ट्रेंथन नहीं होती तो आपकी मेट्रो और सबअर्बन रेलवे भी एफिशिएंसी से काम नहीं कर सकती। इसलिए बीएसटी को स्ट्रेंथन ही किया जाएगा।